Hi, thank you for coming, Richard.
Thank you. I'm glad you was able to make time for me today.
No problem. I know that we've been talking a little bit over the phone. I just wanted to make sure you got a general idea what our consent form is.
Yeah.
I understand a little bit more about the consent form, because some people may have questions, and we just want to verify and make sure you understand that, you know, it's an obligation for any counselor to report any like child abuse and some of the other different abuses, whether it's a spousal abuse, an elder abuse, or if you have thoughts of possible tendencies of suicide. So I just want to verify and make sure that you understand that, because sometimes there's been issues in the past that, so we kind of just verify that before we start our session, if that's okay.
Appreciate that.
No problem?
We're good.
All right. So what brings you in today?
Well, concerned about my future.
Okay.
As you and I talked about before, you know, I decided to go back to school, and so I left my job to go back to school.
Okay.
And then realized, you know, well, shoot, I need to work while I'm in school to kind of help keep us afloat.
Right.
So I started back working, and now I've taken out all of these student loans and stuff, and I've got a great fear that when I finish, I'm not gonna have a job.
Okay. So you're starting to stress a little bit because the
I'd say
possibility
it
of.
more than a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, right now, if you look at me, it's like the duck on the water. What you see is that nice smooth on the top, but
Right.
underneath I'm doing like
The
this.
feet are paddling.
Yeah, real hard,
Right.
because it's really got my heart pumping and got my mind going, and to the point where I can't sleep at night. I'm so worried about not being able to find a job to be able to support my family, or to be able to pay our bills, or especially pay off these student loans that I've racked up going back to school.
Okay. So you're in fear that you might not find a good enough job, or the job won't pay what you're hoping that it's gonna pay to help accommodate your costs of your student loans.
Yeah. And you know, at some point I thought I was a pretty smart dude.
Mhm.
And you know, coming back to school, you know, that was a brilliant idea.
Right.
And then all of a sudden reality sets in. What happens after this?
Okay.
And that's my reality. What happens after this?
Well, tell me more about what you're concerned about as far as what reality is of the whole situation.
Okay. Yeah. Reality.
Of your situation, as far as what you're envisioning, what you're seeing. I mean, why, how, and why it might cause you to have that fear.
You know, I've watched quite a few of my friends go off, and especially those who've gone to get doctorate degrees, and I had a couple of guys that got these masters and doctorates,
Right.
and they're basically unemployed or underemployed,
Okay.
you know, and two of my friends have got, you know, doctorate degrees, and one of them even has a doctorate degree in engineering. And I'm thinking to myself, man, I could do with an engineering degree, a doctorate in engineering, not have a job.
Right.
You know, and I know he's had some other issues in life, but I don't know if those other issues would have been enough to prevent him at least from getting a job as a doctor in his field.
Okay.
And so when I look at those guys and see, you know, with these technical skills that they have, and
Right.
mastery skills with hands and things like that, and with their minds, and here it is, I'm getting a degree that's basically in a helping profession that, you know, we might be a dime a dozen.
Right.
And if that's the case, then, you know, where do I fit into that role? You know, if we're a dime a dozen, will I be able to be counted in order, good enough in order to get a job?
All right. So you're kind of concerned that because your friend who's a doctor can't even get a job right now, and you're going for a master's.
Yes.
So where do you stand with that as far as what kind of jobs are available for you out there?
I started looking at jobs, basically when I started the program.
Okay.
And I've seen some jobs that, you know, it look like they pay okay, but not really that great, especially for entry level. And I'm thinking to myself, with all the years of experience that I have, you know, know, especially life experience, that, you know, that should be worth something. But, you know, when you got a guy who's 60 years old working at McDonald's, something about that is just not appealing.
Right.
You know, and that's scaring the living daylights out of me that, you know, I might be that 60-year-old guy working at McDonald's with a master's degree.
Right.
And, you know, I don't look down on people that work at McDonald's, but at the same time, it's like, okay, what happened that you're not able to do any better than this?
Okay.
You know, I think McDonald's more so, those are for kids that are just getting started. Or maybe even you got people that are managers, you know, they've got degrees and they're managers. So
Right.
they're gonna be making more money, but overall, it's like, man, that's a great fear for me.
You have reason to fear that, but from what you're saying, with all of the amount of people like having master's degrees and working at McDonald's, and you gotta wonder, well, what kind of degree they have too. So what you're looking to get into could possibly give you some positive outlook. I mean, you said there were some jobs, but you know, as counselors, we're not out to get rich. You know, our job is to help other people. And
Yeah,
it seems like you have a strong feeling for helping others and that you have a heart for that.
I do, but in order to help others, I really believe I have to be able to take care of my own household. You know, I look at that scripture that says that the man that don't take care of his household is worse than an infidel.
Okay.
And that's me looking at not being able to provide for my family. I've gone to do this, and
Right.
yeah, I might be able to take care of other people, but if I can't take care of my house, I might as well be that infidel. And McDonald's is not gonna be sufficient enough to take care of my household.
Right.
Now, granted, my kids are grown and I've got grandkids and things like that, and that's another thing that scares the living daylights out of me.
Okay.
You know, how will my grandkids see me if all I'm able to do is work at McDonald's?
Right. Seems like you want to be a positive influence to them.
Yeah.
But if you're like, well, kids, go to school, get your master's degree, so you can be a greeter at McDonald's
Yeah.
or Walmart or.
And you know, that was a painful part too, because I went to Walmart and it was almost like I was overqualified.
Right.
And so I couldn't even get a job there, but you know, McDonald's will hire you because they just need people.
Right.
And so a lot of times it's like, they don't look at the skills, but you know, yeah, that's a concern for me. I want to be able to show my grandkids that,
Pardon me.
all this hard work does pay off.
Right.
But it don't seem like it right now, Michael. It just seems like, you know, I'm doing all of this for nothing.
Tell me more about your thoughts on that scripture. That kind of like seems like it's important to you. Scripture seems to be very important to you.
Well, scripture is important to me, and you know, you read the scripture and it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding." And I don't know if right now I'm leaning on my own understanding. If I'm doing the research and everything is pointing this way, then it seems like the research is actually giving me the wisdom of what's out there.
Pardon me.
You okay?
Sorry.
You need some water?
I'm all right.
All right.
Thank you for your
Right.
concern.
The idea is that I should be trusting God more. And a lot of times I say that I trust God and I believe in God. But also I feel like, the guy in Mark chapter 9, when he takes his son to Jesus and says, "Lord, if you can do anything, just help us."
Right.
And the Lord says to him, "Well, if you can just have faith, then all things are possible."
Sorry.
You all right?
Yeah, I've got a little tickle going on.
Okay.
It's always perfect timing. Sorry.
And so the idea is that, the man says, "Lord, I do believe, but help my unbelief." And I think that's where I find myself right now. Lord, I do believe, but help my unbelief. That's where I'm really struggling. I believe that God has gotten me this far. I believe that God can keep me. But there's a part of me that doubts. And I'm looking at this man who's probably looking at his son while he's talking to Jesus. "Yeah, Jesus, I know you can do everything, but look at here. Look at what's going on with him."
Right.
And
So
I can't see the end story like him. Because I can't see Jesus actually fixing my situation like he did with the man.
strong belief, but at the same time, maybe because we're human, we lack, you kind of lacking that unbelief just a little bit. You have some unbeliefs, and that's enough to kind of keep you from, keeping your beliefs strong enough to let them, believe that the Lord will provide for you.
Yeah, and that's where I find myself. I'm struggling with that part. I do believe, but I said, Lord, help my unbelief. That's where I find myself.
Right.
But a lot of times it's just a matter of, I'm seeing. It's what I see.
Right.
It's what I see. And everything is what I see. And when I go by what I see, I become discouraged. I become disheartened because of what I see.
Right.
And then that what I see becomes my reality. So when you ask me about my reality, that's where my reality comes from.
Right.
It's based on what I see.
So your discouragement's coming from what you're seeing
Yes.
and not what you're believing.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. So, tell me more about your beliefs.
Well, I have a strong faith background. I grew up in church, walked away from church for a long time.
Okay.
And then I kind of stumbled back into church, chasing after my wife. And when I came back to church, I said, okay, God, here I am. And I want to stay.
Right.
And I want to trust and I want to believe you. And there are things I'm going to need you to show me.
Okay.
And so I guess this is another one of those places where, God, I'm going to need you to show me something.